All right, UFC 314 just went down, and these are the matchups I think should happen to all the fighters on the main card. So you got Volk versus Diego Lopez. I think the rightful matchup to make for Volk is easily Movsar Evloev. I know I said I didn't want it at the start before the fight and all that, but now that Volk's won, the only thing that makes sense for his legacy is Diego Lopez because Yair Rodriguez said he was promised it, but not after that performance, especially after that kind of caliber of opponent. It just doesn't make any sense. So I think Volk beats Evloev, then that's just really, really, really good for his legacy because he hasn't beat him yet. Plus, he's undefeated. So it'll help quiet all the noise about the Ilya Taporia loss and him vacating because everyone and their dog saying, oh, well, Ilya Taporia knocked him out, so then he's not the legitimate champion. And there is, credit to that argument, but it is what it is. Can't do anything about it now. And I think that's the only thing that's left for Volk in the featherweight division, to be honest with you, because if you look at the rankings here, he already beat Holloway. Holloway's moving up. Just fought Lopez. Yeah, beat Yair, beat him. Yeah, and then the next best person is Arnold Allen, and no one wants to see that. So, I think that's the only fight that's left for him in this division, to be honest with you. And, I think that's what should happen. And then Diego Lopez, I think it already sells itself. You look at the press conference, you look at the build-up of this, I think all stars are aligning to him versus Yair. Especially, put that in the UFC September Mexico card because, Diego got hit a lot and give him some time to recover because it was quite a war. As much as people are chatting shit because of the end of the fight and Volk was running and all that. I mean, that's the thing. I didn't want Volk to win. Not because I didn't like him, just because, we need new matchups in the division and to get rid of the shadow of Taporia. But Volk's won. It is what it is. So, yeah. I think you do Diego Lopez versus Yair Rodriguez easily. That'd be a crazy fight. Give them time to heal up, give Yair time to improve even more. And I think that's a no-brainer. Next, we got Paddy Pimblett versus Michael Chandler. Fucking hell. I did not expect it to go like that. I thought Paddy was going to win by sub, like in round 3 or whatever. Wrestle him, take him down, grapple exchanges, all that. I did not think he was going to dominate him on the striking. That's insane to me. And I hear a lot of people calling for Paddy to fight Oliveira. But the thing is, he just beat Oliveira's recent opponent way easier. Like, I think he got hit once with an overhand. That's all he got hit with. So it's not like he needs time to recover, but give him time to train, give him time to celebrate the win, because now he's legit in a lot of people's eyes. I think I don't want to see him versus Oliveira. Well, it's not that I don't want to see it. It's just I don't think it makes sense. I think Oliveira's not going to want to do it either, because Oliveira's going to see it as a regression. Oliveira's number 2. And he's just coming off a win, even though it's the same opponent. I just don't see Oliveira accepting that fight. I think you do Oliveira Taporia. And because I just don't think Charles is interested in that kind of thing. What I do think, since he's in the fucking naughty list on the UFC, I think you do Paddy Pimblett versus Arman Tsarukyan. Because they're not giving Arman Tsarukyan a title shot, which I think he should get because he's the logical number 1 contender. Since he's not getting that, I think you do Paddy Pimblett versus Arman Tsarukyan. Because he beat Oliveira. Contrary to what people think, it's like, oh yeah, it was close, whatever. End of the day, he beat Oliveira, and he's more of a he's a good preparation opponent for Makhachev. Even though he is a bit shorter, they have similar styles, wrestle heavy, good power, good striking. I think easily you do Arman Tsarukyan versus Paddy Pimblett because 100% the winner gets a title shot, and then I think if you give him Charles Oliveira, sure, that's a great win for legacy and his resume and all that, but I don't know. There's going to be no build-up on that fight because they're just going to be so respectful. Paddy's been shot and shit. He's called in a fucking helmet, lad. And I think, and a posh boy. I think that's like rich or a spoiled guy or whatever. So it'll be a good build-up, huge for his legacy because if Paddy beats him, because that's the thing, Charles got dominated by Makhachev. I really don't ever want to see. Well, it's not that I don't ever want to see it, but like I just don't want to see it anytime soon. The Charles Oliveira rematch, the Makhachev, because I really don't think it's going to go any different. I think Arman stands a really good chance, and if Paddy beats Arman, sign me up for that fight. And then you got hard work, Michael Chandler. Lost again. What is he? 5-1 in his last 6? Something like that? 4-1? Man, I just think you throw him completely to the wolves. Honestly. I think you do... I think you could do fucking Chandler versus Fiziev, honestly. Because I don't want to see him against Dariush because that's a winnable fight. I don't want to see him against Moicano because I think he beats Moicano. I just don't... I don't want to see these old guy matchups. It doesn't really make any sense to me. I think Fiziev said something about going down in featherweight. But if he doesn't, I think you give him Michael Chandler easily. Or Ignacio Bahamondes. He looked great in his last fight. Huge submission win over Jalen Turner. I think, I think you completely throw Chandler to the wolves because that's the thing. Sure, he's entertaining, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But you got to look at the loss to win ratio, and it's just not looking pretty. I really don't want to see that. I don't want to see Chandler getting all these high-level events. Like, at this point, he's just a punching bag. Even though I don't like him at all, I fucking can't stand the idiot. You know, I just don't think you give him these top 5, top 10 guys just because he's just going to get slaughtered. That's the thing. Like, sure, it's competitive, but he's getting, like, into wars after wars after wars. Like, that's going to catch up to you, Bubba. That's going to catch up. All right, next, you got Yair Rodriguez. I already said they're going to fight Diego Lopez. That makes the most logical sense. Even though if Diego wins, he's not going to get a rematch for the title. So it's a little dicey, but I still think you do it. And then you get Patricio Pitbull. Terrible performance on Patricio Pitbull's part. Absolutely, like, terrible. I think what you do with him... I think I can give him Calvin Kattar. Give him Calvin Kattar. Striking match, Calvin Kattar, gives him a chance to come back, box it up, striking heavy match. I think, if not Kattar, I think you do Dan Ige. Yeah, I think you do Dan Ige. Actually, yeah, scratch that. Dan Ige versus Patricio. He's number 15. I think you give Dan Ige on somewhat of a roll right now. Even though he lost to Lopez, it was close. His stock's going up. I think, you give Dan Ige a chance to get some spotlight, especially on the new shiny toy of the UFC, as Dan Hooker would say. And that's what I think you do. And then I think for Gene Silva, Brad Mitchell. No surprises here. I called it. Like, no surprises whatsoever. I don't think Bryce Mitchell's elite whatsoever. I think what you do with Bryce Mitchell, give Bryce Mitchell Calvin Kattar. Because I think they're both going to look at that matchup as winnable. Because Calvin Kattar just seen that he's not looking that world beater. The second you get him on the ground, it's over. No, I don't think so. I think you give Bryce Mitchell Calvin Kattar because not only that, I think Bryce Mitchell's going to see Calvin Kattar as, he's weak takedown defense. So I think both of them are going to see it as a pretty even matchup. Even though Calvin's been struggling with wrestlers and grapplers, I think Bryce is on the lower end of that. So I think that's what you do. I think give them both a chance to come back and win, raise their stock a bit. And I think that makes logical sense. And for the next one, I think Gene Silva. Man, is he his stock's going through the roof. Through the roof. I think he's gonna get someone big. I think because Bryce Mitchell's number 13. Giga's already booked. Josh Emmett, his stock's not. His stock's quite low. Aljamain. I doubt Aljamain's going to accept that fight. I really do. Yeah, or Brian Ortega. I think he said he's going up in division, and then yeah, you're not going to get that high up. Diego Lopez wouldn't fight him. He just came off a title loss. I think what you do with Gene Silva, I think you give him Arnold Allen. I think that's what you do, because Bryce Mitchell's number 13. You give him Arnold Allen. He's number 7. Because yeah, I don't think Ortega is going to accept that fight. I think he's going up. If not, I say yeah, you can give him Brian Ortega for sure. But I just don't know if he's still in the division anymore. Yair won't accept that because that'll be a regression for him. And yeah, but I think his star power and his stock has gone through the roof. So I wouldn't be surprised if they give him someone in the top 5. But I think yeah, Holloway's gone. So then that puts Arnold Allen up to 6. Brian Ortega, I think he's going to 155. So I think that puts Arnold Allen at 5. Yeah, top 5. I think, yeah, you do Arnold Allen 100%. Because that's like a high level, high profile fight. Run that somewhere, maybe England or, you know what, maybe actually International Fight Week. Because that's going to be a war. That's going to be an actual, like, that's the thing. I thought Bryce Mitchell was going to walk through him. I didn't think that was going to be competitive at all. I was right. So I think it's time to throw Gene Silva to the Wolves in a good way. In a good way, because not like a shitty matchup, but like top 5. Let's see where he's at. Let's see if he's ready for a title shot. Because he beats him, arguably knocks him out or whatever, title shot. Right away. Right away. 100%. And then you got Dominic Reyes versus Nikita Krylov. What I think you do with Dominic Reyes, I think you give him Jan Blachowicz. Honestly, because if you look at all these matchups here, Nikita Krylov is number 8, so Reyes is going to bump up to number 8 for sure. I think, yeah, Jan's coming off a loss, but not a damaging loss, not a crazy loss. Both of them took really no damage in their last fights. So, yeah, I think you do that. Give Dominic Reyes a chance to avenge his loss, clean his record, and give Jan a winnable fight. You know, if he wants to, this isn't going to be some leg kick bullshit fight like Ulberg and Jan. So I think, yeah, you give Dominic Reyes Jan Blachowicz. Because, yeah, you can give him Alexander Rakic, but I just don't really see it. Because Jan's stock is higher than his, because he came off like a debatable fucking, you know, leg kick fest, you know. Whereas I just don't think Alexander Rakic's stock is really that high anymore. Getting finished by Yuri. Sure, it's Yuri, but yeah, I don't want to see that. I think, yeah, you give him Jan Blachowicz. Really, really, really high level matchup. And yeah, hype too. And then for Nikita Krylov, I think what you do, I think you give Nikita Krylov Johnny Walker. Because, yeah, I don't think Nikita Krylov, actually, yeah, no, I think you give Nikita Krylov Johnny Walker for sure. Looking at these rankings, yeah, it just makes sense. It's a winnable fight for both. I think Nikita Krylov, some stats said he was coming off like a 2-year layoff. So, yeah, give him some time to recover. Give him 4 or 5 months. Give Johnny Walker some time to improve his game. I think Johnny Walker should switch gyms. I think he should go to a proper gym, get a proper training camp. And yeah, it's a winnable fight for Johnny Walker because he just got chinned. And then, yeah, Nikita Krylov could easily bounce back as well because Johnny Walker is not exactly known for his chin of titanium. You know, we'll leave it at that. And yeah, and that's what you do. That's the matchups I think we should do for UFC 314. Thanks for watching and like and subscribe. Be back for more. Content on the way, lads.